Here is lesson 7.5 for all instruments. In this lesson, we'll talk about how to warm up. Now that we've gotten through a few lessons in the book, we need to talk about how to properly warm up. Okay? First thing is breathing. We've talked about some breathing exercises, and I've probably pointed out to you to look for the breathing exercise that I have posted on YouTube. After you do breathing exercises, preferably do that video, it's a 3-minute breathing video, then we want to play our instruments, but we want to make good tones. You've heard very, very often, when people play, it's just, okay, I'm warmed up. Nope. The first thing you always hear me do when I warm up is long tones. What is a good long tone for you to do? A long tone for you right now, being a beginner in the first half of the book, you want to play at least 5 notes, each note lasting as long as you can play. What do I mean by that? I mean, take a full breath, use all of your air until you're out. I'm not going to go the whole time because I can go kind of a long time without taking another breath. But I want you to go as long as you can in one breath. If you play bigger instruments like tuba, trombone, baritone, you might not be able to play as long just yet. Flute, you may not be able to do it as long as yet, and that's okay. That's why we do long tones. So you can learn how to make your air more efficient and have you play longer. So I want you to take the first 5 notes that the book teaches you. Okay, let me double check those pages. I believe it's pages 6 and 8. Yes, on page 6 and on page 8, you have the first 5 notes that we learn. I want you to go through each of those notes and play them as long as you can in one breath. Okay, go ahead. Let's actually do that together. Let's start with the first note we know. Okay, that is a concert D, as in dog. Okay, what does that mean? Concert pitch, if you're a flute, trombone, baritone, tuba, and percussion. When we say a concert pitch note, that's the note that you play. For clarinet and trumpet, when you play a concert D, that is going to be our E. Okay, so find your E. It should be the first note in the book. For saxophone, a concert D is going to be our B as in boy. Okay, so next to that first note, write concert D. So you know from now on in class, when I say concert D, that's what you'll play. That first note that's in the book. Okay, let's play that note as long as you can. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to alter it just a little bit. I want to play the note as long as I can. I want you to play it as long as you can. When you run out of air, take a breath and come back in. And keep doing that until I stop. Okay? Your goal is to be able to play in one breath just as long as I do. But for right now, if you can do it in, I'd say 3 breaths or less, you're doing good. Now, one warning for you. If you get here with your air, that's not enough air. You have to be playing with good tone. And if you can't sustain that good tone anymore, you have to take a breath and play again. Because if you're not sustaining good tone, it doesn't count as long tones. Because that just sounds bad. Okay, so concert D. Here we go. 2, ready. That was 30 seconds. So how many breaths did you have to take? If you could do 3 or less, you're in really good shape. If you had to do 4 or 5, that's okay. If you had to do more, you need to practice this exercise some more. Okay? So that was our concert D. We're going to go on to the next note, let me just double check, make sure I have the right note when I tell you. We're going to go to our concert C. C as in cat, okay? Concert C. If you look on page 6, the second note you learn, that's a concert C. For concert pitch instruments, as we just said, flute, trombone, baritone, tuba, percussion. Concert C is a C, okay? For clarinet, for trumpet, it's a D, and for saxophone, it's an A. Okay? Same exercise. I'm going to play it as long as I can in a breath, and I want you to do the same and see how many breaths it takes you. Here you go. 2, ready. As you can tell, I can't play flute as long. That was only 22 seconds. All right? Now, going on to our next note, should be a concert B flat. Next note is our concert B flat. Okay, so same thing, let's try that. I'm doing it on all the instruments, just so everybody that's listening to this video will be able to have something they can relate it to. All right, here we go. By the way, percussionists, what do you do for this video? You've probably already guessed it because we probably talked about it during class. You roll. So when I'm playing a note, you try to keep a steady roll for those 30 or 20 seconds. Okay? Here we go, concert B flat. Ready? As you can tell, I did not keep that very steady. I have not played trombone in a little while. Alright, and let's move on to that next page. Let me grab my neck strap, and I'll play saxophone. The next note is your concert E flat. That's what that next note is. On page 8, the first new note it teaches you, that's your concert E flat. I don't need to tell you what note that is because you know it. It's right there. It's the first new note on that page. Okay? It is number 19. That is your concert E flat. Alright, so make sure you mark that so you know this. Don't waste this chance. Mark all 5 of these notes so you know what their concert pitch is, because I'm going to start saying that in class. When this lesson is due, I will only speak in concert pitch from then on. Okay? So, let's play that concert E flat long tone. Here we go. Ready? Can you tell which instruments are my better instruments? Alright, and last note is your concert F. It's line number 21. That is your concert F. Let's play that in a long tone. 2, ready. So I want to make that one 20 seconds. Alright, so there are your long tones. So, what else can we do for a warm-up? We've done long tones, and if you realize all those long tones, even if I did all of them for 30 seconds, that's 2.5 minutes. That's not a lot of warm-up time, is it? No, it's not. Not at all. Okay? There's other things you want to do, for instance, practice some rhythms. Let's say we're learning about playing quarter notes. So you have 4 quarter notes in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, pick one of your notes and play that rhythm. every rhythm that we have. So you just have to make sure that you keep it right with your foot. What else can we do? How about volume? Can you play really strong with a really clear tone? Can you play really quietly with a good tone? Every time you repeat that, try to make your loud volume louder and your quiet volume quieter. All right, the last thing, this is for brass. Since percussion know about their rudiments that they can practice, they know about rollings, that's a fantastic technique for mallets. Woodwinds know about long tones, and brass know about long tones. But there's something additional that brass can do. It's called lip slurs. It's where you play the same note, the same position or same fingering, and you change notes. Okay? Can you do it slurring? That's why I call them lip slurs, so you don't use your tongue. How many partials can you get out? How many different notes without changing slide positions or fingerings can you get out? After you find that number, go to the next position. After that, go to the next, go through all 7 fingerings or slide positions, and that's lip slurs. Now, if you want to be a really good player one day, do this kind of warm-up every single day. Every day when I put my instruments together, I go through long tones, tonguing exercises, finger exercises, and I go through my scales, which we haven't quite talked about yet, I don't think. We may have talked about it a little bit. But I go through all of that every single day that I play every single instrument. Okay? This was lesson 7.5. Thanks for joining me. Now go do a good warm-up.